Hey guys, and welcome to another FIFA 23 video. It is Sunday at 6 p.m. We're going to have a look at the content EA have released today, mainly focusing on this Road to the World Cup Christian Eriksen card, which I think is a pretty cool SBC, and only one segment to him as well, so we'll have a look at a second. They've also released an 86 plus FUTS hero or World Cup hero pack, which I'll have a quick look at the end of this video, but I don't really think they're very good, to be honest. If it was a player pick pack, then maybe so, or if the requirements are extremely cheap, but I have a feeling it's probably going to be priced pretty bad with the two segments. They've also released another World Cup Foundations pack, I think it is, that contains another swap token. I already opened one of those on, I think it was Friday, so you get other content with that. So if you want to hear my thoughts as to whether I think it is worth it or not, you can go and check out that video from a couple days ago. So let's have a look at this Christian Eriksen card. First of all, have a look at the stats, and then what does SBC require. So 5-star weak foot is fantastic. 4-star skill isn't too bad either. I guess the work rate isn't the worst either. You can use him as a centre mid, which, I don't know, maybe using him as a cam might be best. Although if you want to use him as a cam, his pace will need to be better. If you want to use him as a centre mid, you probably need to bump up, certainly his defending. But if anything, he might be better used as a cam. But we'll have a look at the in-game stats. His pace, actually, I mean, his acceleration is pretty good. I think I would prefer him as a cam. His shooting stats, certainly for long shots and shot power, are very good. Likewise with his volleys, his passing is exceptional in all areas. Likewise, pretty much of his dribbling. Stamina isn't too bad. But as a centre mid, is he going to really be the best? 24 slide tackle, 61 stand tackle, 63 defensive awareness. He's not going to be that tall. Well, 5'11", I suppose it's not too bad for a centre mid. The flair player trace, I think he's best as a cam. And if you're going to play him as a cam, I'd want to increase his pace. And then, I don't know if there's a cam style that would increase both pace, attack positioning and finishing, and then maybe increase his agility. I don't know if there's a cam style that actually does that. But if there is a cam style that ticks all those boxes, then I would apply that to him and I would use him as a cam. As a centre mid, I think there's a lot better options from the Premier League. But as a cam with the right cam style, I think he'd be really good. It depends what EA have priced him as. Is it going to be, that kind of tax again put onto Premier League players, or do they make them stupidly expensive? The answer is no. An 84 rated with a Premier League player, I am really surprised as to him being that cheap. I mean, 100% he's worth it. Without a doubt, he is a usable card. I want to compare him to someone like a Kevin De Bruyne in a second as well. The 5-star weak foot's extremely usable, especially from long range with the shot power and long shots. Not so much of the finishing positioning. That's why, to really make even further use of that 5-star weak foot, because he's got that in him. It would be great then to have his finishing and positioning bumped up, because it's great having his shot power and long shots, but for me, finishing and positioning is just as important as shot power and long shots. So if you're going to use him as a cam, they really need to be improved. I would say that's the most critical area. But if you can also find something that, along with improving those, also improves like his agility and even his pace a little bit, then that's great. Would I use him as a centre mid? The lack of aggression, the lack of strength, the lack of defensive stats, I think he'd just be weighted as a centre mid personally, and I think there's far better alternatives. Again, having as a cam, you can make the use of the flare trace as well. That's a great card for a cam. Yes, he can't get upgraded. He's on a Path to Glory card or whatever. But it's a really good card, and I want to compare him to other cams in the Premier League. We'll have a look at centre midfielders one in a second, but to be honest, there's far many better than that. I mean, you have Bernardo Silva as well, but I think he's touching on almost 1 million coins at the moment. You have Park Ji-sung. The 5-star weak foot's a massive incentive as well, and the 4-star skill was as nice. Park Ji-sung lacks in that. Pequesa is far better suited as a centre mid rather than as a cam, and I think he's a great player. I absolutely love using him. And if someone was to say who's a better centre midfielder, Eriksen or Paqueta, it's going to be Lucas Paqueta in my opinion. You have someone like an Ivan Perisic as well, who's a very similar player in the exact same skill moves and weak foot, a slightly different work rate, but ultimately the attacking work rate is more than the defensive work rate. Can't play as a centre mids, but can play on the right hand side. Is this card better than Christian Eriksen? Personally, I'd say, it's hard to say. He's got better traits, hasn't he? With the outside foot shot as well. But I think in terms of the value for your assets or coins into this card, it is really good. Now, De Bruyne comes out and packs as a centre midfielder, doesn't he? I want to see. The Inform's a great card as well in this game. We used that recently. Again, the exact same, 5-star, weak for 4-star skill moves, a bit of a weird work rate. Can also be played as a cam. And interestingly as well, you know, I think De Bruyne probably is a little bit better suited. I think De Bruyne is also best suited to being used as a cam, but has slightly better overall stats to work as a centre midfielder. But on the whole, I'd still use De Bruyne as a cam. Someone was to say to me who's better, De Bruyne or Christian Eriksen. I don't think there's that much in it, but I'd probably argue maybe just Kevin De Bruyne in that he's got that positioning and finishing that Eriksen doesn't have. Yes, De Bruyne's agility and balance is worse, but his reactions, composure are far better. His physicality is better as well. He's got a little bit more going on in terms of player traits at the same time. But I would still argue that Christian Eriksen is still a really, really good value for money SBC, especially if you're a Danish fan or a United fan or whatever. I think he is a very, very good card. I'm surprised how cheap EA have made him. So I'd say there's a lot of incentive to go and do him 100%. But anyway, guys, that'll finish this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all later.